So what's up guys, today we're gonna talk about the bingo and wildfire. I have made this sheet. We got all relevant weapons in PvP. We got close range, mid range, long range. We got dual bingo. This sheet include everything. We got bingo wildfire, corrosion bingo, jaws bingo, Doombrigger bingo, and tank melee build. I don't have life force boost, so I will include this test instead. I have explained the substats as well for PvP. I will provide this sheet in the description. I wanted to make this video so long ago, but I was kinda busy. So first, let's talk about the dual bingo. A lot of you already knows what bingo does. It will basically do 8% more damage when they are outlined. So bingo already have 70% chance to trigger bullseye on the weak spot hit. After switching to this weapon, the first bullet's gonna trigger the bullseye, and you got 50% weak spot damage for 10 seconds up to 3 stacks. So you get 15% base damage for 20 seconds after you defeat an enemy. Weapon already have 2% crit rate. So I have seen people build crit build, and I don't think it's really good, because even if you build blue mod with a crit rate, like for example this one have crit rate and it will give you 11% crit rate, and it's not gonna be useful, and it's gonna be really bad in PvP. So let's talk about the armor. For PvP, you have to go for 4 savior set, then one armor piece is gonna be the shelter. Let me tell you why I go for shelter. I'm going weapon damage reduction plus 6%. I don't go max HP or status damage reduction, because only max HP is not that great. I have met a guy who have like 30k max HP, and I only have like 13k. I only have 13k max HP, and I can still defeat him without any issues. So max HP is really bad in this game for PvP. People think it's good, but it's not really good. You have to go for either weapon damage reduction or status damage reduction. I would go weapon damage reduction for all the mod substat, then I will focus on the status damage reduction from the armor piece, like the shelter. You got shelter, 4-piece savior, then you're gonna go for huntsman boots. This gonna do weak spot damage even if you don't hit the weak spot while the enemy is marked. Bingo already have so much weak spot damage, so what you have to do is focus on the weak spot and the weapon damage. The reason why we focus on the weapon damage and the weak spot at the same time to balance it, if you have weak spot damage, it's only do weak spot damage. If you have base damage, if you have weapon damage, it will do to the torso, limbs, and weak spot included. For example, I have this mod. This mod have weak spot and weapon damage, and plus 6% weapon damage reduction. For example, I'm gonna equip this. So weapon mods, you always go in for the hunter's perk. It will 20% less damage to you. Always go for the weapon damage reduction maximum. Then you can focus on the other stuff, because in PvP you already have so much damage. You don't have to focus on the damage that much. You have to focus on the defensive stats. So if you're going dual bingo, go for hunter's perk. 2 of them with either weak spot or weapon damage, or balance it out. And for the armor mods, I will explain why you can use the momentum up for the dual bingo as well, and also you can use this one, precise strike. This will give you weak spot damage, but this will give you weapon damage, and let me show you what I mean. Even though this says after 50% magazine, now I have 5 bullets and my weapon damage is around 64%. So if I hit 3 bullets, then you see I have 86.2%. because this one gonna active when you exceed 50% max capacity. Doesn't matter what weapon you use, this will activate instantly. And for the top mod, always go for the resist advantage. For example, I have this mod have weak spot damage and weapon damage reduction and max capacity. And what I'm saying is, if you compare with the shield, I have already tested this. Shield gives, if you're fighting guy against bingo, and if you're fighting against a guy who uses bingo, he will do first 3 bullets to the shield, then you don't have any advantage of this mod. If you use resist advantage, then you will take up to 5 bullets, and each bullet's gonna decay your damage reduction. The thing is, this is really good in an open area which you can get shot from anywhere. Resist advantage always better. Next, we got pants. We always go in for the 3 strike. Either you use wildfire or dual bingo. The reason why we use 3 strike for the dual bingo, because you're not gonna use something like a bullet siphon for this one, but you can use bullet siphon for the wildfire. But it's not really beneficial, because you have to consume 5 bullets. If you hit a target for like 5 bullets, he's probably gonna die. Next, we go in for the boots. We only using covered advance. No questions. For the gloves, always go for the malicious amplifier because you already have weak spot damage on the both weapon. If we take example from the Wildfire, it's already have weak spot 60%, and after you shoot like once or twice, it's gonna stack, so you will have around 100 or 100 plus. So anything above 100 is not that great. You have to focus on the weapon damage and weak spot damage. And for the mass mod, you are going most wanted, which gonna gives you attack 5% to 3 stacks. If you're using dual bingo, you don't have to use Wildfire. You need this one, you need this one, you need this one. Then you got what this does is, if you, for example, if I use the if I summon my mini wonder, I will get a shield, and if I remove it, the shield gonna stay. Then we got a steady hand. There was a written error. When you're in Fortress Warfare or Fast Gunner, then you will get weapon damage and weak spot damage. So if you use Wildfire or bingo for PvP, you're not gonna get fast gunner. So for PvP, this is not good. For PvE, maybe for PvE this is good because you can just axe and just. Then we got Mark Strike. We need this one. Then the last thing we need is Bounty Hunter. Then your Cradle is gonna be completed. If you have anything else for your personal preference, for example, if you use a Wildfire, then you're gonna need this, and you can equip something else. And now we're gonna talk about the ammo. For example, I don't have resources right now because I was quite busy in IRL. It's really easy to make the yellow ammo for the Builde because it's only costs electronic part, and if you have the Cradle perk for the electronic grabber and for the bench, then you can disassemble the items and you will get so many electronic parts. Then all you need is tungsten and starter source. I don't have this because I upgrade my GS, so it will increase your attack by 10%. So after you trigger bullseye, then you're gonna do 10% more base damage, which means you will do damage for the torso and limbs and even weak spot, and you get damage per shot 15%. The more shot you hit, the more damage you will do. And I'm gonna talk about the wind poison. The main two wind poisons are arrow lip and the living armor. Arrow lip gonna give you the dash in the mid-air, and living arm is really important because it's gonna heal you when your HP is low, aside from the savior. So basically you have 3 lives in the PvP. And now we're gonna talk about the food buffs. We are not going for max HP because max HP in PvP is really bad. You don't have to focus on the max HP. If you're focusing on the max HP, you will get like around 24k while you maintain the damage. But if you go for the weapon damage reduction and status damage reduction from the enemies, then you will be more tankier compared to having max HP. You need safety sandwich, then you need this will give you rolling speed and movement speed. So you got the movement buff. Then we're gonna talk about the heights. For the helmet, shoes and mask, you're going for the gold and wool for all of these gears. The top and the pants, you're going wolf skin, which gonna gives you max stamina 20% and sprint speed 5%. Total you can have is rolling speed 60%, sprint speed 40%, movement speed is 30% or something like that. You can have 2 effects, which is gonna be the food effect. Then it's gonna be the, I will call this a passive effect. For example, if you go for something like a stick combo, for example, DME, it's gonna give you the duration and 100 stamina, and also your weight is gonna affect the stamina. If you have 65 kilos or less, you will get plus 25 stamina. And when you have the wolf skin, I have the normal wolf skin, which gives plus 10 compared to this, so it will be around here. And when you have the stick combo, it's gonna go all the way up to the 3rd ring and it's gonna stay around here. So maximum you can have 3 rings or all the way up to here, or if you use other buffs, then it will complete as well. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm sorry I'm late for the video. I already made the sheet and I was about to make this video. Like, anyways, I already have made a guide about the corrosion, and I will cover the jaws and the Doombringer in the next video, in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching and peace out.